And then just put it on the bottom.
Okay, you're all set to go, Bless.
All right. Hola, peace, peace, everybody. Happy Sunday. Happy Mother's Day. I'm blessed. Never forget, you are too. I come from a world far from view. My nationality is a galaxy, and I work with dope beings to make dreams a reality. Dope beings like Nuyorican Poets Cafe and Body of Arts. Shout outs to you guys. Thank you so much for having me. All right, so today we're going to be doing string art. We're going to be making flowers with the string art that we created. So I'm going to show you about 2 or 3 different ways to do it. The first way to do it is honestly the easiest, so it's the best way to start. Of course, I have plastic table, so if anything bleeds through, I'm already good. If you're not already using a tablecloth or newspaper or some kind of cover, just use an extra piece of paper underneath, so when it bleeds through. And your materials that you should have is your paper, a few cups, depending on how many colors you want to use. For all 3 of these today, I'm only doing 3 colors. But if you get hype, you like the concept, you like the way it's done, you could just go off and add as many colors as you want. I'm going to start with watercolors first and your string. Also, you should have some paper towels. And on deck, water. If you haven't already, you can either get like a big cup of water or a few cups of water. Right now, I'm going to start with just wetting my string. So if you don't have any of these materials right now, you have like the next minute to go and get them. Since I'm using 3 different colors, I'm taking out 3 pieces of string. You can use sewing string, you can use dental floss, you can use yarn, any kind of string. Just keep in mind that the lighter the string is, the more water or paint you would want to apply to it. So it's easier to move around and adjust. Getting my first cup of water. At this point, you should already have your cups and materials set up. For now, I'm putting these 2 to the side, and we're going to start with the first color. You can dip the whole thing in the cup and just make sure one end stays dry. The rest of it, you want it to be weighed down by the water. So I'm taking out my first sheet. And this is the second sheet. This is the one that we're gonna put the strings on. So colors I'm gonna use, I'm gonna start with, normally you wanna start with the lighter colors and then go darker as you change colors. So the lighter colors are easier to cover. So in case you want to layer one flower on top of another, you can do that. So right now, let me move the paint. Okay, you can see this, cool, it's still in the shot. We're just putting, since these are watercolors, this is the easiest one to use. And what you're gonna do is just get as much of the paint on the string. Add a little bit more. Then when I do the second string, I'm going to show you a technique that's going to be way easier than this one. So this one I'm taking my time with because I want you to see how thorough and how much paint you need to get on the string. If you have a water dropper, that makes it way easier, or you could use a paintbrush. But all the materials, you can alternate too. Like you don't need just paint. You can use ink. You can take a Sharpie marker like this and just put it in the cup and let it sit until enough ink comes out and colors the water. We're going to try a few techniques today. The first one I'm doing, this is watercolor, right? So when you have this string, you're going to want to do it in a zigzag pattern. Well, at least the first way I'm going to show. It's like a zigzag pattern. right? I'm gonna try to do all these flowers the same way. So I want my zigzags to go from bigger to smaller, kind of like a wavelength. I'm gonna stop it right there. Now, when you pull your string, this is important, right? I'm gonna layer this paper on top of it. Before I do that, you're gonna take your fingers, pinch your fingers, and pinch the string right here. So when you pull it, all the string is gonna pull or gonna go straight here. It's gonna come out completely different if you just put the paper and pull the string. So remember this part, you're gonna take these two fingers, pinch the string right here. So it feeds right through there, right? Layer this on top. So now I'm gonna put something else to weigh it down. Throwback plexi piece. Also by Yes Yes is this. Right? From press down. Right now I'm just gonna use the water bottle. So sorry if this is gonna obstruct the view a little bit. I'll put it right there so you're still able to see. And I'm gonna move it up a little bit so I'm still in the shot. Okay. See where the string is? Slide it up. Oh, a lot of adjusting. This is the part where the flower is. We're gonna weigh it down with the bottle. Feed my fingers, pinch my two fingers right here, and just pull. It's gonna be wiggling back and forth because remember, we just made zigzag patterns. Okay, so now, hopefully, done right, we have our first flower. Oh snap, my grandma just came out. And it looks very faint. Okay, so now I know I gotta use more water. Let me see if I can point it in the light. This is what they're gonna start looking like. The first color was very, very light, so it didn't come out as brightly. I'm gonna pick a darker color so you guys can get a better visual of what it's gonna look like. And like I said, that first string technique, to make it a little bit easier, you just wrap the string like this. Make like a little Wonder Woman halo for your Wonder Womans out there, for all the mamas, baby mamas, mamas. Right? This is the part that we're not gonna wet. We're gonna hold this part, put the rest of this in the cup. So now that we made this little lasso, it should be a little bit easier to absorb paint. Pink was very light, so we're gonna try to go with blue. I'm gonna get a lot of water, be very generous this time. And we're gonna like lather this up in purple, purple, purple. Yeah, you see how purple that is? Okay, so this should come out a little brighter, hopefully. All right. So this one, if your piece came out a little bit light or a little bit pale like that, you could put this one right on top of it. I really, really want this one in the middle to be visible. So that's what I'm gonna do. If your first one came out really good, that's what's up. You can do your next flower either to the left or the right of the first one. For me, I'm gonna just go right over the purple one I just did. Okay. Ooh, hopefully this purple come out brighter. Yeah. Oh, being difficult. I'm sorry.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so here we go. Layering second flower. Forgot to press down like papeles. That's where I messed up. Shout out to my grandma for this technique. This was perfected through years of making papeles. Right. So now we're gonna put the cover again, sway it down. But like it barely did anything the first time. We're gonna make sure we get it this time. Now I'm gonna pull the string. Light it up so you guys can see what's happening. Okay, take two. Remember, you pinch your fingers. Right here, this part is gonna act as the stem. And if you feel like it's getting stuck, you got to do like this little like tug. So you're just tugging it like until it loosens. So you're not trying to like OD on the whole thing. Okay, hopefully this came out brighter. Oh, that one looks a little bit nicer. Way more visible. Way more visible. Okay. Now I'm going to do a blue one. This is our third color. So again, we're going to do the lasso technique. The Wonder Woman lasso of truth technique. Squeeze me. And then we're going to do blue. I'm using the darker blue. Twisting and making sure I get as much paint on it as possible. I really, really want this one to be visible. You can experiment with different mediums, different kinds of paint, or you can use watercolors and water, food coloring and water, acrylics, even food like strawberries or blueberries to get certain colors. It's going to be my second flower. I'm going to put this one on the side. Okay. And this time, just to save time, I'm not going to do the whole water bottle thing. Just use my hand right here. Go right here. Oh, I ripped my paper. That's a first. Oh, yes, this one came out very visible. I should have done the thing with the hand the whole time. Okay. Now, you're probably wondering, how the heck are these supposed to look like flowers? So now what you're going to do is you have these cone shapes that formed. To fill it in a little bit better, just going to see where it curves. You're just going to go inwards. Just like this. Here, for this part, you're just going to take like an upside down teardrop. So you're doing something like the number 9, going all the way in. You're just going to close it at the other end. Then do another one a little bit further. Number 9. Follow that first one. Right? Same thing here. That little curve. Bring it in. And it's a quick line. You're just taking it from that curve and you're going towards the stem. This part would be the stem of the flower. These are the petals going outwards. And go here, the little number 9, go down, the little number 9, all the way down to the first one. And you follow the opposite side and bring it in. And just fill that in one more time. Opposite side of the number 9, and you bring it in. Right, so this is the first set of flowers that we did, and we did these with watercolors. So this is like a good way to start with trying to like get the technique of it. Honestly, these do not look as visible as they should be. So we're going to do the same concept, but this time with acrylics. So the 3 colors I have, I'm going to use pink, blue, and orange. This was the first sketch. Now we're starting with a new one. That's like your standard paper size. I don't know what that was, like 8 by 11. So now this is something like an 8 by 14. These are a little bit longer. And what these are going to do is going to act as both sheets of paper. So instead of stacking another piece of paper on top of it, we're just going to simply fold it over and hopefully get mirror images of the same design. So for prep, putting away the watercolors. If you like the first medium that you chose, if you chose something other than watercolors and you want to keep using that medium, that's completely valid. Right now, we're just getting familiar with the technique, and then you can make as many flowers as you want to make a whole garden of flowers if you find this fun. So for this one, I do want the consistency to be watery, but I definitely want more paint than water in my mixture. So I'm putting actually a bigger. If you have the 3 cups, this is the part where you're using the 3 cups. If you have palettes, you're already on it. Oh wait, too much. So like literally, you just need like 4 drops, 4 or 5 drops. That's too much. So this is the part where I would be like, oh, yes, no, yes, yes. We're not using that one. It has too much water. Just little dollops of each one. Just want like tiny little mahon size dollops of paint. And this one ain't even open yet. Wait, hold on. I think I have an open one. Oh. They both not open. Okay, well. Open it. So you're gonna mix these until you have the right consistency. Want it to be very fluid. You want your paint to be able to move easily, so it won't clump up on the string. You'll also end up with like paint globs on your piece. So we're stirring. And then we're wiping before we go to the next color. So yeah, I try to pick the brightest, most opaque colors so you can see these flowers a lot better when you're making them. Now that we have the technique down pat and you see what we're going for, second time around should be way more solid. Right? So like I said, this paper is going to get folded over. So I want these. I want this piece to be like a landscape piece. It's going to go this way. The flowers are going to go across. We're using half of it now because the 3 flowers that we apply here should also end up here when we fold it in half. So we got our 3 colors. And it's time for the 3 strings. Doing the Wonder Woman halo. I'm going to start with pink again. Hopefully this time it'll be way brighter. Still got blue on my hands, so that's what ended up with blue. Wonder if that's going to make for light purple. And I forgot to mention this part. You can either use like a stick, a toothpick, a paintbrush, a plastic spoon. In case you don't want your fingertips to get covered in paint. Unless you want like a marbled effect, or you want to like mix match the colors and have some of the flowers end up two-tone. If that's not what you're going for, all you need is something like this to avoid that. So get the whole thing to unravel. Don't be messy, please. I'm going to start on this side. I don't want this one to be in the middle this time. Oh. That renegade. Bring that a little bit closer. Now this project is all about having fun, having a good time, not striving for perfection. Most of the art is coming from the imperfections. So this is something you can do all ages. Right? I don't think I did this one close enough from the middle. Okay, so we're not gonna fold it all the way, just up to here. Right. Folding it in half. Circling the string from right here. Okay. Survey says, ooh. Okay, that one definitely came out way more solid. Now, second color, orange. Okay, so are you seeing it now? These are the petals of the flower coming out. This one, I think I'm going to add some leaves. I definitely see some leaves curving this way. Taking our second string, Wonder Woman, haloing it, putting it in the orange, making sure it's covered in orange, especially because it's wrapped up. And oh, I got some pink in there, but you know what? I do not mind that. I do not mind that at all. Throw some right there. Throw some right there. This is what I mean about like when you get the technique, then you can start working on variations and just start going off with different colors, different ways of doing it. Oh, I'm about to splash paint on everything. But it's all good. Remember, this is about just relaxing, hanging out, not being too attached with the outcome. How's it going to end up? But the more familiar you are with the technique, the more variations you'll be able to come up with. And even to you, it's going to be a surprise what it looks like at the end. Okay, we got some stems over there now. That's cool. So this time I'm going to fold the paper all the way in half. The reason I didn't do that the first time is because that flower that I did is kind of in the middle. Had I folded it in half, I would have folded the flower in half. So now this is off a little bit to the left of the paper. You can fold the paper completely in half. Of course, this is going to change the placement of the flower on the right side. And this is honestly something I've never done before, so we're going to see what it looked like. Let's see right now if this was a good idea or not. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. Ooh, the orange came out, not gonna lie, kind of crazy. We're gonna do green here now. And just do it halfway. So when I fold it in half, it's gonna end up here too. And honestly, I'm going to use the same string that I just used for the orange. See what happens if we do that. And for this one, I want it to be a little more liquidy. Okay, maybe a lot more liquidy. Okay. Move this a little bit. Oh, this one got tangled. Never mind. Okay, let's do a different string. And this mixture is kind of crazy, so I'm gonna just soak it up a little bit. Okay, take two. We get a new string. I was trying to recycle a string and save time, and look how that went. So now, again. And as I was unraveling it, the string got tangled. So keep in mind, be careful. When you're mixing in here, the string, don't untangle. It gets knotted. Another reason I have this either paintbrush or stick or Q-tip handy. I hope the green comes out a little more visible than the orange did. I like how opaque the pink is. Okay, bring it down to here. Start setting up for the stem. I'm just gonna add, because these areas look a little dry, just add a little more paint to the string right there. A little more paint. So when you flatten it, it definitely comes out, especially the curves. The curve is where you want the petals to form. Yeah. The stem. Let's come out clean. So now this is the last flower. So first we had our watercolor set. Now this is our neon flower set. Make sure I can see it. I'm pulling the string now. Okay. Man, I think my favorite one was the pink. So do we have time for one more? Prof, you there?
Yeah, you got time.
Okay, we have time for one more walkthrough. I think the third one I'm gonna do is gonna be 3 flowers or pink. It's this consistency, I liked it the most. And this is fluorescent pink. It's acrylic. These were all acrylics, but they were 2 different brands. So this brand is Dollar Rowney, and this one's Crafter Square. This one's the same thing, but I really like how the pink looks. So we're gonna do one more, 3 flowers, all pink. I turn the music all the way down. This one, last parts I'm gonna do is the same thing we did with the first one. Just bringing it in on the edges. Anywhere that is curved, just want to bring it in. Number 9 and coming. Nine. Coming. Then in the bottom, what we didn't do the first time, it's going to come out about 3 times. These are going to be your leaves. So we did 3. Each line that you do, you're just going to go a little bit further, curve a little bit more out, and go a little bit further. At the ends, we're going to draw like kind of like narrow hearts. So what I always do to get them just about right, I swoop in, and then with the second one, it's just more of a straight line. So you do a curve, you swoop. And you do the second half of the heart, just more of a straight line. So these will become your leaves. Then you just fill them in. You can fill them in all one color. Or if you want to add like a little detail, a little shading. Just gonna do a little smile right there. And then fill in the rest. So you can do your leaf like this, or leave that little smile. It's like a little sideways smile. And you fill in the rest. So for this one, same thing. I really like the curve of this line, so I'm just going to follow that. Right? Now again with the hearts. Ooh, let's watch out for this pen. Swoop up. Again. Swoop up. Again. Swoop up. Other side of the heart. Now you're not going to have that swoop. Just going to have the curve in the beginning and straight down. Curve in the beginning, straight down. Curve in the beginning, straight down. And again, little smile, little cheese face. Go. So you can leave them like that, not filled in. Or if you want it to be one solid color. Now for me, one detail that I love adding is dots. So either I'll do something like just a dot on each end of the leaves. Or go back to these 3 leaves, you can just do dots following the leaves. Just do like 1, 2, or 3, going from bigger to smaller. Same concept on the end of the leaf. Like that, and it adds for a nice little touch. So now, you see it now? How these are becoming more like flowers, kind of like mystical, interdimensional, otherworldly flowers, like lilies or something. So now again, third one. This one, obviously I layered like 3 different flowers here, so you can decide which one you want to follow. From what I'm seeing now, since it is 2 flowers, I can make one fat flower and make it both pink and green. Or I can just follow the curves of the pink, follow the curves of the green, or follow it, both of them, and show 2 flowers in front of each other. What I'm gonna do, because that's a lot, I'm gonna just follow the pink one because it's the most visible. So again, we're following these curves, all the curves that you see from the pink. These are the parts of the flower petals that are curving outwards and curving downwards. The flower petal is overlapping and the part of the flower petal beneath. Here, outwards into our number 9. And now our leaves. So I'm going to swoop to the left, and swoop to the right, then to the left. Our 3 flowers once more. I mean, our 3 leaves once more. Swoop and curve, swoop and straight. Swoop and curve, swoop and straight. Swoop and curve. And no smiles, no smiles. No smiles. Just straight fillings, fillings. Early. So now we have our 3 abstract flowers. Right? So whether you're doing a Mother's Day card, a Mother's Day painting, Mother's Day portrait, you're doing this with kids, you're doing it and you in your 30s. And you just feel like doing something sweet for the Wonder Women in your life, there's so many approaches and concepts you can take with this. We're going to do the 3rd one just with pink, really quick run through. At this point, you should be very, very familiar with it. And what I'm going to do is apply all 3 strings and then pull all 3 of them. So here we go, speed round. In advance, I'm going to fold my paper in half, which is honestly what I should have suggested the first time, but learning as we go. Right? And these, so I'm going to do it, flip it this way. Yeah, let's see how that looks. Oh my gosh. Where's my string? What are you doing? Okay. I'm not finding it. We're going to recycle. Okay, so we're wrapping the first one, which is blue, so it might turn into a purple. I hope it's nice and lavender. Like periwinkle. Okay, so this was one of the watercolor strings that I used in the first one. So we're just gonna see how this one's gonna look this time. Oh, come on. Ooh, this one is giving me a hard time. Did they hear me when I said speed round? Okay, that's cool. This one's just gonna have like a little thing on the top, whatever. Ooh, but for this one, I like how weighted the string is. It's very easy to maneuver it. So that is fun so far. Put that one down. On to the next one. So now we have the purple string. I'm just gonna Wonder Woman roll. As you recall, put it through. And I would strongly suggest either putting down plastic tarp, plastic tablecloth, newspapers, because this is not one of the neatest concepts, but it's very, very fun. And it's very calming to do. Oh, you know what? That one's already curving to the left for the sake of asymmetry. Some symmetry. I'll have the ones on the left and the right, starting from the right side. Come on. Stop touching me. Oh, right after I said what a great job the string is doing, now it's going to act up. Okay, this one has enough wiggles. Ooh, I like this color scheme. It's like very, very pink. Then very, very pink and purple. Yup. Next, please. Okay, next string I'm using all the recycled string because I lost my string. I don't know what happened to it. Pink again. On an already pink string, so this is probably gonna come out super, super pink. Okay, and this is gonna be the last one. I just want to say thank you to everybody that pulled up today. Thank you for having me. Again, shout out to New York Poets Cafe. Shout out to Body of Arts. Thank you for having me. Shout out to all the mamas, baby mamas, mamas, the mothers, the mother flowers. Shout out to all the mama energy out there. Much appreciation, much gratitude to motherhood and womanhood, sisterhood. Okay. Another string that got tangled. So uno más speed. As much as I'm trying to make this the flash round, this is the one that has everything that can go wrong is going wrong. Damn it, Murphy. Okay. So here we go, getting crazy. Using like literally the last of the string, because that last string honestly absorbed the paint really well and then did just as good of a job getting tangled up. Unfortunately. But here we go, moving on. Okay, we're starting it from the right to the left. And if I'm reversed on your screen and it looks like I don't know my left from my right, my bad. Keep that in mind though. Okay, you know what? Forget it. It's just gonna be these last two. That's it. Just these two. Okay. So I'm gonna flatten my paper and pull this one first. Okay. You think that one came out all right? I feel like that one came out all right. Oh, that looked busy. That looked very busy. But, let's see how we did. Okay, big reveal. Ooh. 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 Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Oh man. I wish even more that third one came out. What a hater. What a hater, these strings. They were in a conspiracy together, these two. But yes, when you get the hang of it and you get more into the technique and you find the mediums that become your preference, these flowers are going to start coming out more solid, more fluid. It's going to look like an ink print or like an ink blot. I love how the shading came out there. Oh, that one is my favorite so far. That one is the favorite. This one is so visible and you can see so clearly the shading that is supposed to take place with these petals that kind of form when you pull the string down, that this one, honestly, it don't even need leaves. That one's beautiful just like that. Ooh. So this is what you're going to be going for. This one I'm just going to add. Bring it down. Just so I have a better idea. Oh, and it matches so nicely with this marker. So as you can see, this time I started from the top to the bottom. Only because there was a specific placement that I really, really wanted for these leaves. I really like the flow of this flower. This should put the flow in flower. But thank you so much, guys, for having me. Sending so much love and blessings to all of y'all. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your Mother's Day. And enjoy your week, y'all. This is Blessed. Yes, yes, is Blessed. In case you didn't know, you can find me under everything at Blesstagram. I mean, my Instagram is Blesstagram. You can find me under everything. Under yes, it's blessed. Peace out, guys.